Welcome to the Dream, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Amashi, and we're actually doing post-commentary for Divine Diabolos Lufenia. It's been a long time since I've done post-commentary. I believe the last one I did was before I got my new microphone on We Know Lufenia with Kefka Edward Yuna. And that was a really rough run. It took me, I believe, 4 days to beat that Lufenia. By the time I finished it, I knew it like the back of my hand. So, we're going with Kefka, Ramza, and Machina. And the reason I'm going with this team is because, to be frank, it's been a while. It's been a little while since we've had Kefka on the channel. And, I got Machina and Ramza LD, so I'm gonna use them. And I really, really like Machina. Machina is so much fun to play. His animations are fantastic. He has actually surprisingly good turn efficiency. If for alternate units you could use Arden in place of Machina, and you could maybe get away with Penelo in place of Ramza. You could also use Beatrix in place of Ramza, but the problem with using Beatrix is that since Kefka's here, this Diabolos is not going to get a turn. And Diabolos needs to get a turn for his Elemental Absorb to go off. That flare misses all the time. I knew that attack was going to miss because in my previous attempts when I was just trying out different teams, trying to feel out what I wanted to run, that attack had missed me 90% of the time, which makes me think it's bugged. Like, even if, the Trine debuff's blind wasn't there, that attack missed so many times, I thought it was bugged. For calls, I brought Raijin and Penelo, and I put them on the wrong characters. I should have put Penelo on Ramza, and Penelo on Machina, Raijin on Ramza. And the reason why I say it's on the wrong characters is because I'm planning to switch out Ramza with Ramza, because I plan on stacking Ramza Burst with Kefka Burst to help out Machina's damage later on. So, having Penelo on Ramza was kinda counterproductive to what I was trying to do. So, another reason why I'm running this team is speed down stacking. This team has over 100% speed down, which is pretty ridiculous. Diabolos really won't be getting a turn. It's a team with high turn rate, and it's a team with high turn rate free turns. Like, no, Diabolos was never going to get a chance to attack. The orb disappears at 78% and then will reappear at 49%. And to increase the orb, you have to gain 6 buffs. The party has to gain 6 buffs. So Penelo, Ramza, and Beatrix can all satisfy the Lufenia orb. I don't know what other characters can, but those are the characters off the top of my head that I could have used. Though Beatrix, again, a bit tricky because of the Elemental Absorb. It has to act before the Absorb goes away. And to deal with it also gains debuff immunity after the 79% mark, and that debuff immunity doesn't go away until you do a launch that is 200k damage. Now, if you're paying attention to the video, it said 20k. That's because it was bugged at the time of the recording. 200k damage that you have to do, not 20k. And you'll see me spamming skills with Kefka throughout the fight. All throughout the fight. I'll just be spamming skills non-stop, because the brunt of Kefka's damage comes from his EX. And I had already had another run where I ran Kefka Warrior of Light Ramza, and that fight went one turn over because I wasn't spamming enough of Kefka's skills, and I wasn't using Ramza's HP plus enough, and Ramza's HP plus gives him free turns. It doesn't add to the turn count. Ramza's HP plus is fantastic. It's one of the many reasons Ramza is such a fantastic character. So, because we are using Kefka, and he has HP silence, we actually don't have to worry about this boss's mechanics for the rest of the fight. In fact, I actually don't know what this boss does past the 49% mark. I know that it gains brave damage reduction, but that's about all I know about how this fight works. Because again, Kefka's just not letting it get a turn. And because it's not getting a turn, it can't really do its full cycle. Oh, I really hope my microphone's not picking that up. Because there's like... I hear gunfire? And what sounds to be an ambulance siren in the background. So, that's disconcerting. Also, I think basketball? Neighborhood's so noisy today. So you want to use Machina's HP plus as much as whenever it's available, because much like Ramza's HP plus, it's free, and you want those free. Don't add to the turn count actions as much as you can, because this boss is fairly strict on its turn count. You only have 60 actions, which made that run with Kefka Ramza Warrior of Light even more frustrating, because it was 61 turns, literally one turn over for the kill. That said, now that I'm more familiar with this encounter, I could have done this without Machina. Arden would have worked fine with this exact same setup. Just replace Machina with Arden. I don't know who else I could have replaced Machina with. You generally just want someone with Kefka, with a Kefka Ramza setup. You want someone that does a lot of damage and has abilities that don't add to the turn count. And if you can bring that along, you're golden. And so now we're bringing in Ramza Burst, because we're setting up that fat damage for Machina in combination with Kefka's Burst. Ramza's Burst animation is fantastic, and it is a very good burst. His burst effects, the aura you get from Ramza's burst effect, in combination with the aura that his burst effect gives you, in combination with its turn duration, 5 turn duration, that's pretty good for him. Kefka has a problem in that Kefka is way too fast for the duration of it. Is way too fast, and his abilities have way too high of a turn rate for his burst. And his burst effect isn't good enough for how how quickly Kefka will burn through it. So if you want to take advantage of Kefka's burst, you have to bring someone like Machina or Arden to take advantage of it. In fact, I would say Machina is better at taking advantage of Kefka's burst than Arden is, because of how many turns he gets right in a row. Always pop the C65 before going into burst. And then for the burst order, you want to do Trine, because you have a bunch of Brave. And then you want to use Meteor Plus. You want to, if you have Meteor Plus already, you want to use that. But I did it this way because I wasn't sure if Machina's debuff was active or not. So then you want to get Meteor Plus up, if it's not already up, so that you will get the extra battery from it, and Ramza's aura for when you use Light of Judgment. because Lighting Judgment's only 4 hits. So you're not going to get much out of it if you don't battery up first. And Kefka's Burst is... The potencies on Kefka's Burst is good enough that if there was only one target, it will cap out. Which is quite handy. And so, with both these burst effects active, Machina can just do whatever he wants. And I spend the rest of this encounter launching with Ramza. Because you want to do as much damage as possible. You want to get in on all your damage. You want to do as many things that are free as possible. Nearly 500k on a single launch is too good to pass up. Yes, that was almost a 300k LD attack from Machina. So yeah, Kefka Burst combined with Ramza's. To be frank, I think about half of what Ramza's Burst should be added on to Kefka's Burst. And his burst duration should be extended to 8. To be more in line with what Yuna will get later. Because otherwise Kefka's Burst is just kinda bad. And that's unfortunate because Kefka's my favorite character in all of Final Fantasy. I hate to see that his... And I also pitied this burst. It sucks that it kind of is terrible. It's only it's a burst effect that is only serviceable. Kefka's... The duration of his burst and the damage that Kefka does himself is, like... His burst needs another balancing path, because it's just not good. It needs a lot of work. If it was more like Yuna's, that would be acceptable. Or if he had follow-ups in combination with the HP damage up, that would make more sense. But as it is, it's like, not great. So I talked over it, and I wasn't paying attention. There was a moment in this fight where I HP plussed with Kefka on complete accident, and I was panicking because I thought that might cost me the run. And I also used Ramza's Galvanize there because I wasn't confident that I could kill within the next couple of actions. So I was like, just to be safe, let's get that orb count back up. I contemplated using Ramza's HP Plus to see if I could get the finishing blow that way, and that adds to the turn count, but I was like, let's just be safe. Let's not screw around, because I don't want to have to do this again. Well, that's it for this Lufenia. I hope you guys enjoyed me doing post-commentary. I don't know how many more of these I will be doing in the future, but that's it. Okay, so that's not actually it, because I completely forgot that they added a very handy feature that allows you to show off that your artifacts and what spears you used. I completely forgot about that feature while I was recording this, so I forgot to hit the button that shows all that stuff off. So I'm just gonna edit back in the artifacts and spears that I used. Terribly sorry. I'll try to remember that the new feature's there in the future. If you enjoyed the content of this video, please like the video, comment down below, share the video around, and subscribe to the channel, because it tells me you like my content and want me to keep making it. It also helps the channel grow. Until next time, later.